All right, you guys. So some mobility work today. We'll get our heart rate jacked up with a little workout right in the center. And then we'll finish with some stretches and some lacrosse ball work if you guys have a lacrosse ball. But that'll be at the very end. So if you don't have a lacrosse ball, not a big deal because we get most of the stuff in anyway. So we're totally good. So we're going to start super mellow. You guys can join me when you're ready. We'll start with some hamstring work, super mellow. We will use our bands a little bit. We will use our trainer a little bit just to find some different angles and stuff. So let's go. Seated, single leg forward fold. So just make a figure four. This can allow a lot of mobility across hamstring. Think of dropping your forehead down to your knee. We're hanging out for a minute on each side. We are breathing deep, ideally nasal breathing. I may give you guys some breathing cues throughout just based on the stretch that we're doing. But 1 minute, chill out, super mellow, just relax into it, forehead down to your knee. I got you on a timer. Maybe throw some tunes on in the background so you can just relax into your stretches. And we'll switch it up other side, left leg out front. Drop that forehead down to the knee. Make sure the left leg stays nice and straight. We got 1 minute. We're breathing nice and deep into this stretch. I'm gonna go just standard forward fold. So both legs out front, just 30 seconds. Range of motion be a little bit tighter here. Again, legs nice and straight. Pull your toes up toward your shins so you get a better stretch across our hammy and our calf. Forehead down to the knees, 30 seconds. Go ahead and relax. We will need a band. I want to continue with our hamstrings a little bit, and we'll do our banded hamstring stretches. So really your medium or your heavy band works. Light band, probably a little too light, too much slack on that. And we will start on the right side just so we're all on the same page. So I loop my foot up. My left leg will be nice and straight on the ground. My right leg is up in the air. You guys can hang onto the band with 1 or 2 hands to start, and we'll do some variations as we get into it. So first off, we're not going to do the pumping one that we normally do. I just want to push this range of motion very slowly. So try and get your foot or your leg pretty much perpendicular to the ground to start. Ensure it's nice and straight. So lock it out by flexing the quad and hang out here for 30. All right, so without any recovery, just pull a little bit higher for 20 seconds, a little higher for 20, keeping your legs straight. And pull a little higher for a final 10, just a little higher. Final 10, push that hamstring. We'll go ahead and bring that leg down. We're going to hang out on the same leg, but go to a more relaxed position. We'll go right arm out to the side. Left hand stays on the band, and let's open up to the right side. Right arm's out to the side for support. Left hand is holding onto the band. And let's flip to the other side. So now right hand on the band, left arm out to the side for support, and turn it over to the left side. Back to the center, go ahead and relax. We will hit the other leg. Nice job. So we're banding up the left leg this time. My right leg is straight out front on the ground. And we'll start in a very mellow position, about perpendicular with the ground. So leg about 90 degrees in relation to the ground. Just straight up, pretty mellow, about 30 seconds. And we'll hit 2 more challenging positions for 20 seconds and 10 seconds. So the timer's going. We got about 20 seconds left. So keeping your leg straight. I don't want you guys to rebend it like we normally do. Keep it straight and just pull a little higher for a 20-second hold. And keeping it straight, pull a little higher, 10-second hold. And bring it down to a mellower position. We'll start right hand on the band, left arm out to the side for support, and we'll drop to the left side. Let's go back to center. Left hand on the band. Right arm out to the side for support. We'll cross over to the right side. Back to center. Go ahead and relax. Awesome job. Oh, yeah. Got those hammies done. All right, let's continue with lower body. We're going to go into a lizard pose. We'll hit various positions. We're going to go standard lizard to start, so just elbows down. And this will be a longer one, about 2 minutes. And I'll give you guys some suggestions position-wise. So let's start with our elbows down. We're breathing deep. Lizard pose is basically your squat in a nutshell. One thing to ensure, you guys, and get into your position, I'm just going to kind of talk to you. Make sure we're really pushing, getting closer to the splits as opposed to getting too tight with our legs and hips. I really want to spread myself out really as much as I can. Drop those elbows down to the ground. And always push the length in between your feet. I don't want that knee caving too far forward because that's going to be more ankle and less hips and hammies. So we got 2 minutes, the timer's going. We got about 1 minute, 45 seconds left. So let's go ahead and take our inside arm, so inside hand, and reach away from that front leg. So you can keep your outside elbow on the ground, that's totally fine. And then reach away and try and open up the angle between your torso and your knee. So try and create space between your torso and your shoulders and your knee. Hang out here, some nice widening up of the hip. We got about 45 seconds left. If this is tough, make sure you guys breathe into it. Find some type of relaxation into the stretch by breathing nice and deep. Let's bring those elbows back towards the foot for final 15 seconds. Go ahead and relax. Let's switch it up. Other side. Other side. Lizard pose. Again, 2 minutes, so a longer one. Drop those elbows down right next to the front foot to start. And let's take that inside arm, reach away, try and increase the angle between your front knee and your torso and shoulders. Create some space there. Make sure that front foot stays nice and stable on the ground. So try and push pressure through your big toe, all the way down to your pinky toe, and through your heel. Stable foot position as we do walk away. Breathe into this. And let's bring those elbows back towards the front foot for a final 15 seconds. Go ahead and relax. You guys can hop up. Let's just test our squat. We did a bunch of hammies, a bunch of hip work. So just find your squat down to the base, and hang out for about 10 seconds. Hopefully it feels fairly open. We're not done yet. We're still gonna dive into it. Open those knees up, stable foot position, work to stay tall. You can throw those hands up as a counterbalance, keeping our torso nice and upright. Really working to get our hamstrings smashed on top of the calf. Yeah. You guys go ahead and squat out of it. So we're gonna do a band assisted straddle, but we're not gonna go at the low point attachment. So I'd like you guys, if this works based on your spacing, let's go high point attachment with your heavy band. And what I want to encourage on this, I'm going to kind of talk about it as I'm going through it. I want you guys to find your straddle position, but try not to lose your back too much today. So we're going to step out, and with the band at a higher attachment point, you guys can kind of choke up on the band as needed. Band at a higher attachment point, my goal is to use the band for assistance, but I want to bring my belly button forward more so than just round out my back, if that makes sense. So try and get range of motion across your hips, hammies, and groin by bringing belly button forward, keeping your back nice and neutral, as opposed to, and there's nothing wrong with this, but this is just a variation, as opposed to just rounding your back and dropping your forehead to the ground. Nothing wrong with that, but if we can maintain some structural stability as we stretch, that's always a good thing. So it looks like you guys get this. If you need a demo, you can check me out. I'm actually liking the way this looks. It's pretty solid. But use that band for assistance. Allow it to pull you, but really work to keep your chest nice and big and keep your back nice and flat. We'll hang out here for about 20 more seconds. Ideally, legs are nice and straight, like we're doing a pancake split. Go ahead, you guys, hang onto the band, pull back. So you're not really in a very intense stretch. So you can kind of lean back against the band. Just relax for a second. We're going to sink into it one more time. So relax for a second, hang out. And let's go ahead and allow that band to pull us forward. Keep your hands up, keep your chest up. Work for a nice flat back as much as you can. And you guys can go ahead and pull back one more time. And let's get out of that position. And with our band at our high point attachment, let's now cut that band in half. Great variation here on a puppy dog. So I have my medium or my heavy band cut in half. We're going to do our standard banded puppy dog. So I have 2 loops. I'm putting my hands or my wrist through those loops. I'm stepping back, and you guys can do whatever you want here. There's really no rules with stretching. So once you step back and you have this band providing some tension against your shoulders, you can squat down. You can hinge over, open up side to side. But just really work for straight elbows and make sure you're feeling a nice stretch across basically your armpit, across your lat, across your tricep, across your chest wall a little bit. So this will be a long one, about 1.5 minutes. Don't feel like you need tons of tension, but play with your angles. I'll give you guys some recommendations. I'm going to start squatting down. My hands are nice and high, and I'm just going to open up side to side. But whatever gets a good stretch for you, I got you on the timer. The timer is going. We got about 1 minute, 15 seconds. If you guys have played with that squat, maybe stand up, step back a little farther and get more of a hinge in which you're mimicking like your deadlift, and allow those arms to really rise up nice and high. Once you are in a hinge or a squat position, you can think of opening up your armpits towards the ceiling. We've got 30 seconds. Final 10. And go ahead and relax. And we'll step away from the band a little bit. Let's go down to quadruped position, so on our hands and knees, and we will hit a thread the needle and then a twisted cross. So thread the needle, we're in quadruped position. We're going to reach through, get nice and flat to the ground, rest your head on your opposite arm. And we'll hang out for about 1 minute on each side. Let's switch it up. Other side, thread the needle. Reach through, get nice and flat to the ground. Rest your head on your opposite arm. All right, go ahead and relax. Twisted cross, you guys, I'm sure you've done it in the past. It's a little wacky kind of explaining it through this, but try and mimic my positions. I'm gonna go flat on my stomach. My right arm's gonna go out to the side and then I'm gonna push myself over. You'll see what's going on. So I'm on my stomach, right arm out to the side. With my left hand, I'm gonna push myself over and my left foot will come flat to the ground. And this obviously will be a stretch across my chest wall on the right side. All right, keep your hand about shoulder height. Try not to let it drift down towards your waist, and also spread open your fingertips so you have a big handprint on the ground. You guys look solid. And I recommend bending your left leg so it comes over and goes flat to the ground. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'll do mine so you guys have a demo. Let's do it. We have a minute on each side. And we'll switch it up other side. Twisted cross. So left arm goes out to the side about shoulder height. Spread open your fingertips. Push through your right hand and bring your right foot flat to the ground. Yeah, we got it. Go ahead and relax. All right, you guys, let's start prepping our shoulders and we'll get into our workout. And then the remaining time we'll use a lacrosse ball to open up our glutes and our low back if we have a lacrosse ball ready to go. So let's grab our skinny band, basic shoulder stuff. We'll go through our dislocates. We'll go 5 and 5. Five, nice and easy, and then 5, a little tighter, a little more challenging. From there, we get some shoulder tees. Let's go for 10 on the shoulder tees, just get a little blood flow to our shoulders. And let's finish it off. We'll go 3 position squats. Get 3 squats nice and wide, 3 squats normal, and 3 squats narrow. 3 wide squats. All right, workout wise, this will be a simple but tough one. We're gonna have a time cap on it just in case if we're not gonna finish and this is gonna last too long, then we're gonna cut it. And the time cap will be 15 minutes. We're gonna go 10 rounds. We're gonna shoot for 10 rounds. 10 bag thrusters, 10 trainer push-ups, 10 trainer rows. 10 rounds, 10 bag thrusters, 10 trainer push-ups, 10 trainer rows. So using our trainer so we can keep moving, obviously that equates to 100 reps on each movement. We're breaking up into smaller rounds of 10. This would be one where I recommend every time I do my thrusters, I'm going to do a quarter turn. That helps me keep track of where I'm at because it tends to blend together very, very quickly. All right. If you guys need to chop down something like the reps on the bag thrusters, I want this to be fairly equivalent time-wise. So let's say the bag thrusters take 30 seconds. I want the push-ups to take 30 seconds and the ring rows, or sorry, the trainer rows to take 30 seconds. What I don't want the bag thrusters to take 2 minutes and then the trainer push-ups take 5 seconds and the trainer rows take 5 seconds. So this should be fairly equivalent time-wise. So if you need to bring down the thrusters to maybe 6 or 8, that's totally fine. So a long way of saying bring down the thrusters if you need to. 10 rounds, 10 thrusters, 10 trainer push-ups, 10 trainer rows. So make sure you guys have all the necessary equipment ready to go. We're going with a 15-minute cap. So if we're not done at the 15-minute mark, we're going to call it. And I'm not even sure if we'll get done at the 15-minute mark because this is potentially a very long one. All right, everyone looks ready to go. Let's get to it. All right, 15-minute cap, 10 rounds. Make sure you keep track of your rounds, 10 reps all the way through. Thrusters, push-ups, rows. We're going in 5. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Thruster, push-up, row. 5 minutes. We're 5 minutes in, keep going. We're approaching the halfway mark. just over 10 minutes. You guys got about 4.5 minutes left. We've got 2.5 minutes. Nice job, Anne. Very good. You guys are doing great. Last 2 minutes. Nice, Karen. Good job, John. Good, Val. Nice job, John. Finish it off, Karen. Final minute. Thirty seconds. Nice job, Val. 20 seconds. And 5, 3, 2, 1. That is time. Go work, you guys. Nice job, Karen. So get your air, you guys. Rest up. We're done with the workout. We're done with the basic mobility stuff. But as I said yesterday, if you have a lacrosse ball, Tennis ball, not so much. Baseball will work. Softball works. We'll dive into some more in-depth mobility work. We already got in our basic mobility. We did our workout, so we're golden. So if you can't hang out or if you don't have a lacrosse ball, don't worry about it. But if you do, let's dive into it. And also, you guys, rolling out with a lacrosse ball on carpet works okay. But reality is a little harder surface is a little bit more optimal, but you'll make it work. So this is kind of my go-to to keep my low back healthy with deadlifts and barbell work and dumbbell work and all that stuff. So this stuff is a little tough to convey via video. So if you have questions, let me know. I'm going to try and guide you guys to the best spots on all this. So we'll start with some glute work, because basically if your glutes aren't working well, if they're not moving well, a lot of times your low back has to compensate and take over for the lack of movement in your glutes. So what we're going for, first off, glutes is your butt cheek. Basically everything here is going to be fair game. And you'll see once you sit down on this, and we're sitting on one side, we're not like sitting in the middle, we're sitting on one side, so one glute. You'll see there'll definitely be some hot spots. The only two things I want you guys to be wary of, if you get a zinger, so if you get like a nervy feeling going down your leg, you're in a bad spot, you probably won't hit that. But if you do, just be wary and hop off. Or if you start feeling your pulse down your leg and into your toes, also a bad spot. Those are rare, but if you happen to feel that, that's your time to move around and get into a different spot. So on that note, we'll start on our left butt cheek, you guys. And all I want you to do to start is literally just put a lacrosse ball under your left butt cheek and sit down like this. I want your right foot flat, and I want your left foot or left knee to just drop open. Left knee just drops open to the ground. And from here, with that knee open, everything is in slack. So the glute's not wound up at all. It's in slack, and you guys can move all around. You may find some spicy stuff here. And we're going to go to a more advanced, more challenging position in just a second. But first off, make sure the lacrosse ball is on the side that the knee is open, not this side. I don't want it here. I want it on this one. So the knee that falls down, yeah, we got it, John. That's the side I want the lacrosse ball on. So explore around, you guys. Some things to be wary of. Obviously, you don't want to go too far to the center and get, towards your butt crack. Also, your tibial or your ischial tuberosity, which is basically your sit bone, your butt bone. You'll feel that if you go towards your hamstrings a little bit. That's fine. There's a lot of insertions of musculature there. So that's fine to roll out. That could be a little spicy. So we'll hang out here for maybe 10 more seconds. And if this is not too bad, don't worry. We will make it gnarly in just a second. If you need to hang out here, that's totally fine as well. So check this out. I have my right foot flat on the ground, my right knee up in the air. We're going to go left foot on the right knee while keeping the lacrosse ball where it is. Left foot on the right knee. And if you guys can get to that, which can be challenging, from here, it's a whole new ball game. Everything is opened up now. And again, all the same areas are valid. You can go wherever you want to. But one thing we can try and do now is we can drop that knee to the ground and go a little bit more lateral. So we can sink in to that outer portion of the glute a little easier. But things will get much spicier when that foot is up. And you guys are obviously more than welcome to keep that leg down. That's totally fine. But this basically opens up a lot more deeper musculature, and it can get gnarly fast. So we'll hang out for about 30 more seconds, explore the space, you guys. At the 30-second mark, we'll do one thing, and then we'll hit the other side. So explore around, find some gnarly spots. Allow that lacrosse ball to give you a little massage. So in the last couple seconds, you guys, or last maybe 15 seconds, find something spicy. So find something like super gnarly, you can barely hang on to, and stay there. So what I want you to do, again, this is kind of tough to convey via video, is I want you to really work to push into that gnarly spot. So put some weight on it, push into it, take a deep breath in, hold your breath, push in, push in, push in, hold your breath, exhale and relax and just melt over that spot. Just melt over the spot. So basically what we're working to do is kind of desensitize the area and then really just relax into it for a little deeper massage. So hopefully you guys got what I was saying. Let's hit the other side. So again, this is how I always set it up myself. I just like to start very easy and mellow. So we're on the right butt cheek now. My left foot's flat on the ground and my right knee falls to the side. And this will just make everything pretty gentle. They allow you to find potentially some spicy spots, but they may not be too gnarly yet. But once we put that foot up on the knee, yeah, they will get gnarly. And this is just from, everyday life, from squatting, from deadlifting, all the stuff in which we are doing hip extension. These glutes will want to get real tight on us, so we got to take care of them. This is not the only way to address low back, but this is definitely one of my favorites, and we can address it more in the future because it does take some time. So let's do it, you guys. Let's go right foot up on the left knee. And again, for me, it's always immediately more spicy and more challenging. We'll spend a minute exploring the space. So explore the space, dig around in certain areas. You got the whole glute you can work with. And we'll spend that last 15 seconds. See, John? Last 15 seconds trying to desensitize a little bit. You guys all look like you're in good positions. This should be pretty gnarly. Again, you guys, if you check me out, don't neglect dropping the right knee down to the ground. That's going to allow you to hit a little bit more of that lateral portion of the glute. And that can be gnarly. That's your glute medius. That guy plays a big role in stability. So he's always working. So it's nice to dig into it a little bit. All right, so find something gnarly. Find something miserable. Find it, find it, find it. All right, so hang out on it. Push into it. Big breath in. Hold your breath. Push, 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 push. Exhale, relax. Melt over the lacrosse ball. Allow it to sink deeper than you want it to. And go ahead and relax. All right, so reality is with a lacrosse ball or a foam roller, we could probably spend like 2 hours diving around. That's one way to address low back health. Another way it'll take some time, so we'll do it on our next mobility day. So if you guys have this handy, we'll use this more often, typically on our Wednesdays. But otherwise, nice job. If you have any questions, I'm here. Let me know. Hopefully you guys felt some gnarly stuff in the hips. It'll help open it up a whole bunch. But good job today, guys. Good job on the workout. Good job on all the stretches. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. See you, Ann. See you, Val. See you, Karen. Good work, everyone.